Welcome to Chapter 10 of the Wealth Management Essentials course. In this chapter, I'll be going over Registered Retirement Savings Plans, or RSPs. There are 5 separate learning objectives that we will be going over. Again, all of it around RSPs and just how they work. First off, we're going to look at the power of compounding, especially with RSPs because they are tax deferred. So just going through this scenario, at age 20, one of your clients begin depositing $2,000 per year into an RRSP, but she stopped contributing when she turned 30. Her total contributions amount to $20,000, so that is just $2,000 at the end of each year for 10 years, assuming a 7% interest rate. The value would be $295,000 at age 65. Now, if you have another client that begins contributing when they are 30 and they, again, make $2,000 payments per year, every year until they are 65, well, then the total contributions made is $70,000. Assuming a 7% interest rate again, well, the value is actually less. It's $276,000. So that just goes to show that time is one of the more important factors when you are looking at compound growth. So it is really important to start saving when you are early because then the money's in there a lot longer and it has more time to grow. So now that we went over compound growth, we're going to talk about an RSP. So an RSP, it is an account that a client can use to provide tax-deferred growth on income they are earning. Clients benefit the most when they contribute to an RSP when they are in a high tax bracket and then withdraw it when they are in a lower tax bracket, usually in retirement. Everyone accumulates RSP room while they are working. After each year, they accumulate room equal to 18% of their earned income, which can be employment income, self-employment income, net rental income, bonuses, etc. You also have until the first 60 days of any year to contribute to an RSP and have the deduction eligible to use in the prior tax year. So you will have until February 29th of 2024 to contribute to an RSP and use that deduction for the 2023 tax year. So the first pro that they talk about in the text is that it can provide additional income at any point. So usually you would wait until retirement when you were in a lower tax bracket. But you can think of some different scenarios where maybe you're unable to work and you are just in a year where you have very low taxable income. Well, you might be able to take it out at that point and pay very little tax, where you would have saved a fair bit when you initially contributed to the RSP. RSPs also allow for tax-deferred growth, so when the investments in the RSP are growing, you're not paying any tax on it. You only pay tax when you take money out of the RSP. It can also help spouses split income either through a spousal RSP or using pension income from a RRSP withdrawal at age 65. And it's also eligible for the home buyers plan and the lifelong learning plan. Some cons of the RSP include that withdrawals from the RSP are taxable, and you are also forced to move your RSP to a RRSP the year you turn 71, and then you're required to start taking a minimum out the year you turn 72 years old. So this can hurt you when it comes to income-tested benefits such as old age security clawback, the guaranteed income supplement, a special care home, etc. Now, if the plan holder dies, the entire RSP can go to the spouse tax-free, but if there is no surviving spouse, or if the beneficiary on the account is someone besides the spouse, then the entire RSP is taxed at once. Basically, it goes on to that person's final tax return, and there would be some taxes owing to the estate. RSPs cannot be used as a collateral for a loan, and withholding taxes must be withheld on withdrawals. So now we're going to talk about management of an RSP. So one option is having a discretionary managed account. That is when you sign up with an advisor and give them the authority to manage their RSP on a discretionary basis. So basically decisions are made by the portfolio manager rather than the actual plan holder. In a managed RSP, the plan holder, they may invest in one or more funds that are held in trust by a financial institution. So for example, the RSP may hold segregated or mutual funds by a bank, trust company, mutual fund company, etc. The plan holder is not required to make any investment decisions just beyond choosing that initial fund. Within a self-directed RSP, that's when the account holder has responsibility for the investment decisions. They can buy different stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs, etc. So there's a lot more flexibility and decision making with that account. Now, within an RSP, you can purchase just about any different investment. So here's a list of all the qualified investments. You can see cash deposits, high interest savings accounts, bond stocks, annuities, mutual funds, options, certain life insurance policies. You can even a mortgage or pool a mortgage. You can have that in an RSP, investment grade gold or silver. There are some things that aren't required or aren't allowed. So that'd be shares or debt obligations of private corporations that can't be held in an RSP, physical real estate, commodity and financial future contracts, any listed personal property, and uncovered call and put options. Now, just touching on the home buyers plan. So this is a plan that helps people save up for a home. So you can withdraw up to $35,000 from the RSP for a first home purchase. You must occupy the home within 1 year of purchase, and the withdrawal is not taxable. The downside, though, is that it must be paid back to the RSP within 15 years. Also, the repaid amounts, they do not have deductions, and if the full amount is not repaid by the 15 years, then it is considered income. And you can also use the lifelong learning plan. So it's quite similar. You can withdraw $10,000 per year for education. It must be repaid within 10 years, and the first repayment is usually due 60 days after the 5th year. So those are all the main concepts about RSPs. It is pretty straightforward, but if you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you in Chapter 11.